Anthony Davis hasn't shot a basketball since April 5th.
Let's get right into that shit.
Like, I want to do like a little regular talk intro thing, but I saw that in. First off, welcome back to the BornWinnerspod podcast. Thank you everyone for tuning in, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Except for Anthony Davis. Go shoot a basketball. Go
do something
productive.
So the man Anthony Davis revealed to the world that he hasn't touched a basketball since April, right? This is the same man that played 40 games this season. This is the same man that's been injured every single fucking year he's played. This is the same man that is on the Los Angeles Lakers and missed the playoffs. This is the same man that does GTA streams all day. What is going on? What is wrong with you? No, honestly, what is wrong? Like, I'm a normal guy. I am a normal guy, bro. How am I more involved in basketball than Anthony Davis, a Los Angeles Laker? You should be ashamed of your goddamn self, is what you should be. Stop. If I am Los Angeles, if I am LeBron, if I am whoever the fuck is in charge of the Lakers, I would be fucking disgusted. Oh, my mom don't see this shit. I would be disgusted. That is disgusting behavior. And that's exactly why he's hurt every single year. I don't wish that shit on nobody, but he has to change something clearly. But you can go ahead.
He just, nursing. He's still nursing the injury.
Nursing what? He's played 40 games. He was nursing all year. Nursing what?
I mean, look, maybe he got whatever Ben Simmons caught. He just, don't know how to play basketball.
Do you know how embarrassing it is to be handpicked by LeBron James? And then say you haven't picked up a basketball since April after missing the playoffs and being injured all season? What the fuck? I'm confused. I am confused as like a human being. I'm confused.
This is one of the funniest random stories. Like, and so you had your spiel just now and you were 100% right. And everyone's been talking about how is he not shot? How is he not shot? And I feel like there's another level that no one's like thought of yet. Not no one, but most people are talking about. Why would you admit this? Like, even if it is the truth, shut up. Like, there's like why? Like, my thing is like, all right, I want to be as comfortable with myself and who I am as a person, as Anthony Davis is, to be able to admit that you ain't shot a basketball in like 2 months.
As an NBA superstar.
Like not played a game or played full court. Like, you haven't shown up to a court. But you out here eating, was it crawfish?
Yeah, the boils and
very poorly, like, by the way. Needed instructions on how to eat it. And like, I'm not a crawfish expert either. However, I also didn't play the 7 years, however long it was in New Orleans.
Right.
You would think, like, also, Loki, I don't know. I was watching that video of him eating crawfish. He looked a little out of shape.
Yeah.
You tell he ain't shot a basketball 2 months.
I just think that's the dumbest shit he could have said.
But that's the thing. Dumbness. Why would you say it? Like, first off, it's wild that that's true. Like, right. The fact that that's the truth is wild. But then it's like, why would you like sign yourself up for that? Especially because, like, LeBron and the Lakers are always going to be in the headlines. Now it's like, you have a bad game, first game of the year next year.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be on your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Dog.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why? But I think also, like, it brings into question, like, everyone's been hard on Russ this year. Anthony Davis arguably was just as disappointing as Russ.
I agree.
I mean, granted, he's a better player than Russ is right now. So, like, it went over a little bit smoother. But in terms of, like, where we thought they could be and where they actually played at, he's probably just as big a disappointment as Russ was. And it's for shit. It's for shit like this though.
To be honest, he's probably a bigger disappointment because he's supposed to be that. Like I said, he was handpicked by LeBron to be that guy to lessen LeBron's load. And what has he done in return? I mean, that like, Disney ring, whatever. But
I feel like since like 2016, man, LeBron's been trying to find a successor, and he's been trying since 2016 to be the second fiddle, and no one will fucking take it.
Well, this was, I mean, this was truly Anthony Davis's perfect opportunity to be, Batman, if you will.
Yeah.
In a big stage, big market, like this was perfect, and he's fucking failing.
I just don't know why you would like.
He's 29 years old. Like,
why would you go on a limb and admit? Like, what is like again? My thing is you're inviting scrutiny to you into the team. And granted, some people it doesn't affect them. Some people are above it. Can LeBron do some dumb shit like this? Sure, because he gets criticized for everything he does.
Everything. Yep.
And it doesn't matter. But Anthony Davis, he's not the same level. Like it's just, I don't know. It's laughable. It is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, just why? Because now I'm almost rooting for you to fail. Like now it's like, but like not rooting for you to fail because I have anything against him or whatever. It's just the jokes,
right?
Like, because if he does fail and plays poorly, the jokes are about to go through the roof.
Oh yeah.
And I'm here for the chaos.
Man,
so
he did it to himself again. Some of these guys don't know when to stop.
Lakers are going to be real interesting next year because
they are.
Like they're not getting rid of Russ.
New coach.
How do you feel about that coaching hire, by the way?
I mean, it's like I don't mind it because obviously I like to see African Americans in the league. Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like as a new coach, you have to go out and prove yourself. So it's going to be one of those things where any little thing that goes wrong with the team, they're going to look at the coach and feel like he's going to be a scapegoat because he's never done it before. And he's not experienced enough to put his foot down at the same time.
But he's been like, an assistant coach for years. He's been around the league. Like, so it's like, it's not like he's a new face.
Yeah.
Like he's a former player,
and
he has more coach experience than Steve Nash has, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's not like a brand new face. So I could see him still commanding respect, kind of the way Ty Lue did in Cleveland with LeBron.
Right. Yeah.
So he was the first time head coach there. He demanded respect, and it worked out. I feel like I thought they needed someone with a very high pedigree who's already in it, been in it, and everything. But that person wasn't available.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get Terry Stotts, that person with that pedigree. Like you needed something different from Frank Vogel, and there wasn't much above Frank Vogel in terms of pedigree, anyway, that you could get. So I think it was a fine hire. His whole I've been shot before, I'm not scared of nothing comment. Like, okay, so you're right, right? You've been shot in the face. I highly doubt that you about to be scared of pressure.
Yeah.
Right. However, I really do hate when these like professional people do that.
Yeah.
Like, yes, we get it. Like, it's sports, and there's more to life than sports, right? Like, people say Russ said it. I'm not. I can't fail. I made it to the league. Like, yes, you're right, technically speaking, but like, shut up. Like, yes, you've been shot in the face, and you probably won't face anything scarier than that. I don't know, like, what could be scarier than that. However, like, that's not what they mean. They mean on the basketball court. Like, is there pressure? Like, don't say there's no pressure just because you've been shot in the face before.
Exactly.
There is pressure because at the end of the day, you don't want to get fired. You want to continue your basketball career. Okay? Mm-hmm. If you get fired and you end up a homeless bum on the street, are you gonna say, "Well, I've been trying to face it before, so nothing bothers me"? No, you're not. Not that he would ever get to that point, but it's just like It's such a cop-out answer for like clicks and retweets that like these professional athletes and coaches give sometimes.
Yeah.
That is kind of annoying.
Yeah. We get it.
Yeah. Moving on, though. Do I want to start with? I want to start with the meme. There's a meme I saw. Okay. It is the funniest thing. Not the funniest thing. One of the funniest things. It's a picture of Klay Thompson wearing the white lady wig. You know, the little Dixie cut white lady wig.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about welcome to Boston, Karen Thompson.
Oh, jeez. Man, Boston, like, let me tell you one thing, man. Like, don't go over there and be their enemy because you're never, ever going to hear the end of that shit. Ever.
Okay. So we heard Klay cry about fans saying the F word. During the games, we've seen Draymond. I think it was Draymond's wife was complaining about people calling Draymond a bitch or whatever. Now, mind you, I very much so dislike Boston sports, as well as their fans. So you would think I would jump on it and be like, yeah, they're horrible people. Not this time.
No.
Cry about it. First off, back in 2016, do we not remember when Draymond called LeBron a bitch and LeBron got upset? And what did Klay say? Oh, guess just said some bad words. Guess he has feelings hurt. Not whose feelings are hurt.
Exactly.
Big baby. Like, you're crying about people saying that with just kids around. Who told them? First off, okay, on the kid point, random tangent. Stop taking your kids everywhere, expecting everything to be super kid
clean.
Friendly.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't bring your grin. I'm not saying you can't bring them to concerts or to games. You definitely can, and you should, right? If the kids are into it. However, stop thinking that everything is just for kids. Stop listening to them. You have kids with, my kids listen to music. How could you say this in your song? Don't let them listen to it. Okay, not everything is purely for kids. You want that? Go to Kittyland. Go take them to a junior high school basketball game. I don't know. Like Disney, yeah. Just like shut up. Like fuck your kids. Anyway, back to the point. Why are they being so soft now?
I don't know.
Like they act like they've never been. They've been to what, 5 finals?
That's like the best part of basketball, if you ask me. The hostile environment, the shit talking, it's a part of the game. It's a entertain. Yeah. Yo, I went to one Celtics game. It was one of the last year's playoff game. They had Kyrie plastered all over the arena with a clown, like his face mixed with a clown. They screamed F Kyrie the whole entire game. The whole game. F Kyrie the whole game. Like, and to me, it's entertaining. Like, I mean, for your kid, I mean, like you said, it's either you bring them or you don't. Like, it's one of those environments
what happens.
That type of environment, like Kyrie coming back, should expect stuff like that.
Like I mean, in my thing, like people don't owe like the kids like anything.
Yeah.
Like go leave them in a playpen somewhere if you're worried about what they.
To be honest, most kids probably like it.
That's the thing. The kids don't care. That's the thing. Your kids probably been saying that. They already heard all the words they saying it. So like, chill out.
Right.
And my thing is, I also remember when I don't know if that senior year before, but the Cavs were playing the Warriors and LeBron was on the court. Somebody said, "Hey LeBron, how's it feel to be a pussy ass bitch?"
That was a classic.
Well, I think
that shit was crazy.
The funniest part about that video to me was the screw. Hey, watch your mouth, woman. Watch your mouth.
Yo, woman. Honestly though, whoever said that is really, I respect it, because that was some wild ass shit. That was some wild ass shit to say like that loud too, right? That close to him, like.
And then he gonna be like, I didn't say nothing. Like, yeah, So like it's just like, as long as someone's not harassing your family,
right?
Like the whole thing with Chris Paul's family, whatever, saying no racist shit or like something truly out of pocket, like bitch isn't that out of pocket if you're a professional athlete, right? Not to say it to your face, fine, but just a chant, like, all right, dude, like, get over it. Warrior fans aren't the best fans in the world either, so
no,
spare me.
Speaking of Warriors, I think we should transition a little bit into Draymond Green and his on court and
you got enough money, Draymond. You don't need a podcast. Let me get my podcast going. Why
shenanigans, you need that? Right? So there's a reporter that asked him, does he think he's giving away too many X's and O's on his podcast? And basically, is his podcast affecting the game realistically?
Yeah.
I guess, what is your initial thought on him doing the podcast right after the game.
But I want you to give your opinion first, because I know
Okay.
you had a decently strong opinion on it.
Well,
so I'm gonna hear your opinion.
All right, I'm gonna start with this. Like you said, I don't think it's necessary, Draymond, at all. I think you're wasting your time, to be honest, because it just does. It's one of those things that don't make sense. Like, you're in the middle. I've never seen this view in the middle of the finals, and you're literally to even give a recap like with a little more detail after a game. Wouldn't you think that's a little like I don't know, like he shouldn't be doing that shit. Bottom line, like I don't think he should be doing it. And this is literally after he hops out the shower, gets to the hotel, and just starts talking about the game. Like, if you want to do that after the season, you want to talk shit, whatever, like, okay. But it's not that I think he's giving away X's and O's, but I think sometimes he just says too much. Like,
so
because he's one more thing, because he's right. Like, the things he's saying on the podcast is not gonna truly affect a ball game. But it's like sometimes some things are just better left unsaid.
So do you have an issue with what it is he is saying on the podcast? Or is it the fact that he's just, fresh out of the game doing a podcast?
For me,
or it could be both, I guess.
I think for me, it's mostly him just fresh out the game. It's like, where's your mind at? Like, especially with the way he's playing, like, like the first thing, you're more focused on getting the podcast than what the fuck you're doing in the game, because his stats aren't proving shit. He's playing like shit. That's another thing.
Now, do you think if he was playing better, would it still bother you?
Not as much. No,
okay.
Not as much.
Now go ahead.
Because no, I'm just saying his stats are fucking shitty.
Yeah.
He's not playing defense, and he got benched last game down the stretch. Yeah. And you know what, yo? One thing is, I've always said this to myself, yo. Great player, great intangibles, great. I'd want him on my team, but did I ever think he was all-star caliber year in and year out for those couple years? No, not in my opinion. To make things better, career final stats, 11 points per game.
You got the receipts.
Yes, receipts.
That's
9
career
rebounds.
with
career final stats.
Okay.
11 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Now,
he's glad to be in the Hall of Fame.
Now, what he's doing now is probably half of that shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So what he's doing now is probably half of that shit. So if those are his best numbers, what does that really say about Draymond right now? Like, the decline is so crazy. And like I said, the one thing he's worried about is hopping on his podcast. Like, I think he should really worry about his on-court issues first.
So oddly enough, I don't got a problem with it. Like, I mean, because my thing is, like, the game ends. You shower, you do your media, whatever. You're in Boston. What else are you supposed to do? like, I mean, no, and granted, Boston, I've been there before. Like, there are, the things it's a city, right? It's a decent-sized city. There's going to be things to do, places to see, yada, 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 restaurants to go to. Like, it's not, North Dakota or whatever, right? Yeah. But he's talking. Here's the thing: he has to talk to the media. All these players have to talk to the media. What is the issue with him talking to the media or talking on a podcast versus talking to the media?
I think like I said, in the podcast, he gives a little more detail towards games. Game situations.
And you know what? I would love to hear? I'd love to hear Steve Kerr say, Draymond gave away a little bit too much. I would love to hear that as an excuse. That's why they lose. I would love to see that. Hey, Steph, they guarded you really well down the stretch. So what happened? Draymond told him what to do. I would love to hear that excuse.
Hey, you never know. It could be coming. Could be coming.
Knowing the Warriors, if they lose, it really
could be coming.
They love making excuses. But my thing, I don't have a problem with it only because it's like, I don't think it affects anything. Like, I don't think that's the reason Draymond's playing sorry. I think Draymond's just older now and he's sorry.
Right. But I do think that it's kind of a distraction. I just don't feel it's appropriate right after a game. Like,
I've never been one to buy into distractions the way a lot of people do. Because, like, only because, like, I played sports before. We all play sports, whatever. We've had things, and it's just like, what is the distraction? Like, he's showing up the team is showing up, right? To
Draymond is not showing up to nothing.
But the thing is, though, he was going to show up anyway. He's also been doing his podcast like before.
No, I understand.
So it's not a new thing. He's been doing it, and I mean, I hear the whole distraction thing, but it's like, how is it? If you're a professional athlete, and Draymond's podcast is distracting you, like, you got bigger problems. You know, maybe you should go, what is it, LeBron? 0 Dark 30 and turn off all your social media during the playoffs, if that's the case. Because like it's you know, it's just a podcast. It's just him talking. Listen to it, don't listen to it, whatever. Like, here's the thing. Do you think the Celtics are watching the podcast, listening to Draymond's advice? If you remember
you never know.
No, hold on. If you remember the Celtics, are you trusting what Draymond's saying? What if he's saying, this is what I would do, this is what's going on, and he's just lying to get the Celtics to do something stupid?
Is it worth a listen if you're a random Celtics player?
No.
Okay.
Because it's the same thing. Fresh out the game, you know, you got to get ready for the next game, and you're listening to the opposing player on the team talk and give his 2 cents. Maybe you should be more focused on your team, your scheme, or whatever. I don't see the issue with it. Now his play is a different story, right? He's sorry right now.
Like shit.
Yeah, like, so there's that. But I just, you know, I feel like, you know, and again, had he been playing better, no one would care about the podcast. Like, I feel like the podcast is only a problem because he's not playing well.
Playing like shit, yeah. Right?
So it's like, do we think the podcast is the reason he's not playing well? If the answer to that is not really, then I don't see the issue with it.
And it's
just like, you know.
That's that then. You can slightly agree to disagree on that one. Again, my final thought is I think it's just inappropriate right now. Right now in the mix of the finals to get on after the game, to me, inappropriate. It's
inappropriate. Yeah. So he's supposed to just sit in his room. What
have players been doing for the last 100 years the NBA's been going on? Shutting up after the NBA Finals game and sitting in their hotel. Ain't nobody hopping no damn podcast.
Who wants to just sit in the hotel? Like,
all right, do you?
No. Go ahead.
Yo,
go ahead.
Dog, I'm saying this is the first time we have seen an NBA player start just talking shit with a platform after an NBA's final game. Like, that's the first time.
But also, this isn't a player who's still chasing a ring and doesn't know, like, you know, what he's doing. Was it 3-time?
I don't care. It doesn't matter how many championships he's won. If you're in the mix of a NBA Finals, whether you have 1 or 0, 3, 4, 5, I don't give a fuck. Okay, I still think it's the same principle.
But here's my thing about the whole appropriate debate, right? Does it matter if it's appropriate or not? Like, and the reason why I say that is because it's like, if it's not affecting your play, to hell with what people think. Like, it's not a problem.
Okay, well,
like if it's
like we said, he's playing like shit. So I think his main focus, maybe instead of hopping on the podcast, he should be thinking about the game he just played.
Him talking about the game is kind of thinking about the game he just played. He's giving a breakdown of what happened in the game. Like, that's kind of thinking about the game. Like, basketball's on his mind.
Like I said, I think it's just some things are just better left unsaid.
Would it be better if he was sitting at home watching anime?
Bro, I don't care. Like, I really don't care. I'm just saying, after putting up 5, 2, and 4, wouldn't you fucking
at least at this point after the game, he's still thinking about basketball. Other players are saying,
you know what? You're right. You want to know why he's thinking about basketball? It's because he was benched in the whole fucking fourth quarter down the stretch.
He's had a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah. Well, congrats to him. Let's move on. What we got next? Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
get into that. You can start with that one. You're more of the football head. Let me know what's going on.
I mean, horny. That's what I got to say. God damn, nigga. Like, all right. So I understand. Like, all right. So there was like 23, 24 women that made claims against him. 66 women have said that he had 66 massages in 17 months. Or 66 different women in 17 months. Bro, what is wrong with you? Like, yo, you are a demon. Like, So all right, I'm going to for just right now, take out the whole extra shit he might have done, the soliciting sex or whatever. I'm gonna take all that out for a second. Just any man getting 66 different massage therapists in 17 months is wild. Assuming, say he is innocent, which for the record I don't think he is, but say he is. That is wild. How do you explain that?
Insane.
If you're not a rapist, you're a really creepy person.
Insane.
It's insane. Now, outside of that, and then in the article, some of the women did say that he pressured them. One of the wildest, I don't know if I want to, fuck it. One of the wildest things I saw was they had him in some kind of pose. He's on his back, legs in the air, talking about lick me down there. I'm just like, dude, you are freaky, yo.
Jeez, I don't know what's wrong with that man. Deshaun Watson needs some help. I think. What do you think? Do you think the NFL is going to do anything about it? Because they tend to turn faces in these type of situations. No. Any suspensions?
I mean, they might. The problem is the New York Times article. They had that right. The Browns didn't do that investigation into it. The Texans didn't do that investigation into it. The NFL hasn't done that much investigation into it. But the lady from New York Times got it. Why is it no one else was able to get the information? But she was. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. I think Baker might still be the starting quarterback for the Browns for the next 2 seasons. Because Deshaun might be suspended. And the Browns really might be the dumbest organization.
Right.
It's not confirmed yet, because if he plays against some championship, then maybe it changes. But it's it really could be one of the dumbest things they've done. Was $280 million fully guaranteed. That's to a man who might miss the first 2 years.
They are heavily invested in him.
Now, granted, I think if he's suspended or something like that, they could find a way to not pay him.
Yeah.
In some contractual stuff, whatever. But it's still just why?
Right.
Why would you trade for him? I mean, there was a part of me as a Steelers fan that had intriguing, what if we got Deshaun Watson? But it was also kind of I don't think I want to be out here rooting for Deshaun Watson.
Right.
Especially after we just had Big Ben. I don't think Pittsburgh as a city
needs that.
Call from Big Ben to Deshaun Watson. Even how talented as he is, I don't think we can handle doing all that. And I mean, it is such a wild thing that no one was able to find this information out. And he's done this shit with so much women. And most of the women in the article weren't even pressing charges or civil suit or any kind of thing. They were literally just, saying, yeah, this is what happened.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what happens with that shit, because I don't know.
That is going to be very interesting to see how that pans out. Because my thing now is the NFL still says, well, we're investigating, doing our due diligence. How long does it take? Again, the New York Times got this done. Granted, they're, they are publication. They, that this is what they do, right? But you the NFL, you with all this money, you can't hire no investigator. Why don't you hire that lady to do it?
Right.
Investigate for you. She probably would have turned him down, but still, I don't know. I'm also not like trying to be like who's innocent versus guilty.
Yeah, I don't like
I don't want to be that person. Mm-hmm. You know, because I feel like a lot of people want to be the first one or want to be someone who proclaims someone's innocent, guilty, whatever. And it's like you get no bonus points for being right first, really.
Yeah.
Like unless you like discover something, but like you don't get like unless you're the absolute first person to find something, you don't get bonus points for it. So I'm gonna just chill and wait and see what happens before I say like what I think actually happened. However, I also tend to say 24 women can't all be lying.
Yeah. Numbers don't lie.
I mean, that's only 24 that press charges. Mm-hmm. Not all who said something happened. Like, so if we say like at least 50 of them, like you telling me not even 5 are telling the truth?
Right. But again, I'm not saying nothing until you see.
And that one lady who said his legs in the air, all that stuff, like that, I believe her because that's detailed. That's very, very detailed.
That's details I want to know.
Like she's nasty ass nigga, yo.
That's crazy, man.
That is bad.
Well,
yeah, it's kind of a darker note to end the pod on.
Yeah,
but you know,
dark.
We also couldn't start with that.
Right.
I mean, we could have, but I'd rather make fun
of
Anthony Davis first.
Yeah, Anthony Davis needed that heat.
Yeah. Also, if anyone coming from me, yes, I keep turning my head the whole time. I got a dog. You know, I don't trust him in my house yet. So he's not getting this shit. So now he does he does one dumb shit a day.
Yeah,
that's not bad. Good. No, but he's been good there, so I'm worried. It's like what he about to do? Because he never has he's always some dumb shit he does, and now I'm just like, all right, I gotta stop him before this. I'm gonna make this a good day if nothing else.
I feel you. That's funny though.
But on that note, thank you everyone for joining us for another episode of the BornWinnerspod podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate y'all rocking with us. And he just grabbed my remote control. That's the dumb shit of the day.
I just heard it.
Yeah. On that note, we appreciate you. I appreciate all the love, the comments, and everything. And until next time, peace.
All right, peace.